Hello everyone, it's us again, the team at TV Days Drama Digest, back with another in-depth exploration of Days of Our Lives' most tantalizing story threads. Today, we're zeroing in on Chad DiMera, a character whose loyalty, courage, and fierce dedication to family have made him one of Salem's most beloved heroes. Recent episodes have teased a potentially life-changing mission for Chad, the search for his long-lost sister, Abigail Devereaux. With actor Flynn preparing to depart the show, speculation is rife that Chad's storyline may culminate in an epic journey away from Salem, only to return triumphant with Abigail in tow. Let's unpack the clues, explore the possibilities, and imagine the dramatic arc that could send Chad on the adventure of a lifetime. 1. The seed of a quest. Clyde's cryptic confession. It all began with Clyde Weston's sudden collapse. Before the prison guard fell into a coma, he pulled Chad aside in a dimly lit cell block and whispered words that sent a chill through the DiMera family. "She's not gone," Clyde rasped, his eyes darting with feverish intensity. "Abigail, she's alive." Chad's heart pounded. For years, Salem believed Abigail Devereaux perished in a tragic accident, her remains never recovered. Clyde's revelation shattered that certainty and ignited a spark of hope in Chad's heart. Since then, Chad has been consumed by the mystery. He's pored over prison logs, interrogated guards who witnessed Clyde's breakdown, and scoured hospital records for any mention of Abigail's survival. His relentless pursuit has become an obsession. He needs to know if the little girl he raised alongside Belle is truly out there somewhere. 2. From clue to riddle, Clyde's post-coma bargain. When Clyde eventually regains consciousness, viewers can expect a high-stakes negotiation between the former guard and the devoted brother. In a hospital room bathed in fluorescent light, Chad will lean over Clyde's bed, voice urgent. "You said Abigail's alive. Tell me where." But Clyde, ever the manipulator, may not give up the location so easily. Instead, he might offer a tantalizing riddle, snatches of poetry, a reference to an obscure family heirloom, or coordinates that point to a forgotten cabin in the Pacific Northwest. Imagine Chad, notebook in hand, scribbling down fragments of Clyde's words. "Where the redwood shadows meet the tide, a sister waits where secrets hide." With that cryptic clue, Chad would be forced to piece together Abigail's possible whereabouts, researching Redwood National Park, tracking shipping manifests for tideborne cargo, and consulting with Tripp for nautical expertise. Each step of the puzzle would fuel Chad's determination and test his faith in his brother's cryptic promise. 3. The decision to leave. A hero's departure. As the clues converge, Chad faces a fateful choice. Stay in Salem to manage family crises, Belle's conflicted love for EJ, Bonnie's fragile recovery, and Kate's power struggles at Titan, or heed Clyde's riddle and embark on a perilous quest. The decision would come to a head in a dramatic scene at the DiMera mansion. Surrounded by family, Belle, Paulina, Maggie, and even a wary Roman, Chad would announce, voice steady but heart heavy, "I have to go. Abigail is out there, and I won't rest until I find her." Belle's tears, Paulina's fierce protectiveness, and Maggie's gentle blessing would underscore the gravity of his choice. Even Rafe Hernandez, Chad's longtime friend, would vow to hold down the fort in Salem. As Chad strides out into the night, suitcase in hand and riddle in his mind, viewers would feel both the thrill of adventure and the ache of separation. 4. The journey north. Trials and tribulations. Chad's journey would make for some of the most cinematic episodes Days of Our Lives has ever produced. Picture him driving up the rugged Pacific coast, the radio playing classic rock as redwoods loom overhead. He'd stop at roadside diners, showing Clyde's scribbled riddle to locals, some of whom recall a mysterious young woman taken in by a reclusive couple years ago. Each lead would take him deeper into remote forests and along storm-tossed beaches. Along the way, Chad might face physical dangers, A flash flood washing out a mountain pass, a late-night encounter with smugglers who mistake him for someone else, or a brush with hypothermia during a midnight trek. Yet through each trial, Chad's courage and ingenuity would shine, crafting a makeshift shelter, forging alliances with helpful strangers, and keeping Abigail's memory alive in his heart. 5. The Hidden Sanctuary, where Abigail waits at last. Chad's perseverance would lead him to an isolated cabin nestled at the edge of a coastal inlet, a place where redwoods meet the tide, just as Clyde's riddle foretold. Inside, he'd find Abigail no longer the child he remembers, but a young woman who has forged her own path. Perhaps she was raised by compassionate locals or the family of the fisherman who rescued her. Her eyes would widen in disbelief as Chad enters, suitcase in hand, voice trembling. "Abigail? It's me, your brother." Their reunion would be a watershed moment. Tears, stammers, and the unspooling of years of separation. Chad would learn how Abigail survived, the challenges she faced, and why she never reached out sooner. Her story would be one of resilience, lost but unbroken, shaped by hardship but fueled by hope. And in that cabin, brother and sister would rediscover the bond that time and tragedy could not sever. 6. The Return to Salem. A triumphant homecoming, of course. Chad and Abigail's story doesn't end in that cabin. Together, they journey back to Salem, Chad at the wheel, Abigail taking in the sights she once knew only in dreams. Their arrival would upend the town. Belle would rush forward with tears of joy. Paulina would envelop Abigail in a grandmotherly hug. Maggie would declare it a miracle. News cameras would swarm the town square, capturing Abigail's first public moments in years and Chad's proud, protective stance by her side. The revelation of Abigail's survival would ripple through Salem's power players. Clyde, now facing parole hearings, would see his darkest secret exposed. EJ, still comatose, would wake to news that might alter his own fate. And the DeMera family, fractured by corporate coups and personal betrayals, would find unity in welcoming Abigail home. 7. Long-term implications. Chad's future in Salem. Chad's extended absence and triumphant return would have lasting effects on Days of Our Lives. His departure for the search would allow actor Billy Flynn to film his final episodes without disrupting the show's pace. Abigail's return would inject fresh storylines. Her adjustment to Salem's drama, her own romantic entanglements, and the fallout of her rescue on family dynamics. For Chad, the journey would transform him. No longer just the reliable brother and devoted husband, he'd carry the weight of his odyssey, a man who conquered wilderness and conspiracy to reunite his family. His renewed purpose would see him championing Abigail's reintegration, mending Belle's fractured love life, and standing as a bulwark against Salem's ever-present threats. 8. Will it happen? Fan reactions and speculation. The seeds for this storyline have been planted carefully. Clyde's coma bed confession, the riddle of Abigail's survival, and Chad's obsessive investigations. Fans on social media have been buzzing. Chad has to go find Abigail. No other exit makes sense for Billy Flynn, wrote one devoted viewer. Another commented, "I can't wait to see that cabin in the redwoods. DOOL needs more on-location shoots." A popular fan theory even suggests that Abigail, hardened by her years away, will return with secrets of her own, perhaps even clues to another Salem mystery. In conclusion, a journey worth taking. A Chad and Abigail reunion storyline would be an epic, globe-spanning arc unlike anything Days of Our Lives has attempted in recent years. It combines adventure, family drama, and the emotional payoff of lost and found siblings. For Billy Flynn, it offers a fitting swan song, a heroic exit that honors Justin's legacy while giving Chad a future brimming with new challenges and joys. What do you think? Will Chad heed Clyde's riddle and set off on this life-changing quest? Are you ready to see Abigail return from the edge of the world to Salem's embrace? Share your theories and excitement in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.